Hi, my name is Deanne, and I have a tutorial that has a lot of information in a little bit of time, so hold on tight. I need you to get two layers. One is going to be a layer with a month on it, and one is a focal point photo. My focal point is the yellow flower. To create a wood grain, go to your layers panel and click on that top right hand button with new layer. We're going to call this wood grain narrow and spell it correctly. Push OK. To fill the layer, go to the color palette and pick a brown that you like. Push OK, and we need the paint bucket to fill that up. Once we have that color, let's duplicate that because we want multiple panels. Hold Option and click and drag that layer. Choose the top layer and go to Filter, Render, and Fibers. If you need to pause, go ahead. I have some numbers already chosen that worked well for my image and the pixelation settings that I have, so push OK. Let's change that to multiply so that it looks a little more like wood grain. To make several panels of wood, right-click, go to Convert to Smart Object, then hold down the Option key, click and drag to make your duplicate again, Right-click on that and rasterize that top wood grain layer. Now we're going to make the panels. So by choosing the Dancing Ants tool, I'm actually pushing Delete after I make that selection. If you do Command T, you'll see that shape that kind of appears, and I'm just flipping it 180 degrees so it kind of changes the texture. And if you hold down the Shift and select those two layers, then do Command T. That'll give you the transform tool, and I'm flipping this 90 degrees, and I'm extending them out from the artboard a bit just to play around with the texture to get something that I want. Deselect those. In the Layers panel, go to the FX and choose Inner Shadow. There are various degrees that you can put these measurements at. You can follow the numbers that I'm doing, but keep looking at your actual image to see the boards appear. That's the main thing, to be working to the look you want. Let's change it up and go to the drop shadow and do the same thing. And as you see, now you've got what looks to be 3 boards. Now I'm going to do gradient overlay, which is kind of fun to play with. You'll see I've got the opacity one that goes from 100% to 0, and then I'm playing around with that, and I'm going to make it into a multiply level. There we go. And then by actually pointing on the drawing, or excuse me, on the artboard, I can move that gradient how I want. I'm going to change the angle so it kind of looks like the board is sticking out a little bit awkward. And I'm real picky, as you can see. I think that looks good. Push OK. In your Layers panel, you'll see the black and white icon at the bottom. Go to Hue Saturation. By desaturating the color of the layer, and I just pushed the icon that points to just the layer below, what I'm trying to do is create a different wood quality for that middle board. Choose all 3 of those top layers and right-click and Convert to Object. I want to create a displacement map with this. I'm going to choose wood grain again for that smart object. Right-click, duplicate layer. Instead of copy, I'm going to say back. For destination, choose new and type in the name of the file that you'd like to make your displacement map as. Push OK. Here we have that displacement map file. Go to Layer, Flatten Image, File, Save As. Make sure it's a Photoshop PSD. Save, and close that one out. Go back to your main page. Put that wood grain layer to the bottom. Deselect the flower. Select the August. If you choose your arrow key, you can move it around to where you want on the artboard. Go to Filter, Distort, Displace, choose 15 and 10, those are the numbers I liked, and push OK. Select the file that you saved as your displacement map and select OK. If you zoom in, you can take a look and see where the lines are jagged because it's following the texture from the displacement map. Now go over to the August layer. Okay, cut guys, take a break, pause. I am sorry that I'm making this go by so fast. I need this extra time to give you this step. So when you're ready to come back, go to the August layer, hold down the Command key and click on the icon, the image icon on that layer. What that does is puts the dancing ants all around that particular layer. By holding down Command Option J, that's creating a brand new layer of that selection. So we can go ahead and name that layer. I named mine Text Burn. Go to your tool panel and select the Burn tool. Move it around that area where you had the selection, and that is burning the different options, or it's burning the image into its very own layer. Go to the blending mode for that layer and select several types to get the look that you want. I think screen works the best for me, and go to your FX at the bottom of the layer panel and choose Bevel and Emboss. Choose the numbers and colors that you think look best. We all have different tastes. You can also follow the numbers that I have, but I do like to make sure everybody does their own thing. I think I like this one, and I'll push OK. I'm going to lower the opacity just to get that background layer texture to show through. Select that layer and bring it to the bottom, because now we're going to play around with the last layer. There's a whole bunch of junk on the background you see there, so it's hard to select, but by going to the channels and seeing which one has the highest contrast, I can select the wand, hold down the shift, and select the different parts of the flower that now looks white. I'm going to take the other selection tool, still holding down the shift, and grabbing the parts, the detailed parts. Now I say I love my Wacom tablet, but this is the one that I have to carry from work to my home computer every day, in which I can play around and use for drawings, so on and so forth. But I won one with Deke's techniques, and I'm so super excited because it's going to be well used. So now you see I can select all those details a little bit easier with that tablet. Turn on all your channels, go to Layers, select the Mask button at the bottom of the layer panel. With the mask selected, you can move the feather option just a little bit over. I think that gives it a softer edge. I'm going to duplicate that layer, and then right click and convert to layer, and then rasterize. And what I'm creating is an actual shadow. I don't want to do with the FX panel. Fill and adjustment layer, choose levels. I'm going to bring mine almost down to the end because I want my flower to be almost dark but not black. Shadows just don't work out, I feel, with just black. Go to Convert to Smart Object. Go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. I don't want so blurry that you can barely tell. I just want a nice soft edge. Select OK. And put Multiply on that layer so it looks better. Bring it underneath the color flower. Do Command T for transform. Hold down the Command key. That way you can move the single points on the rectangle as opposed to everything else. I like to use that option so that everything isn't so uniform. I'm going to rasterize a layer to make that easier to move around. Change the opacity to 44. Do Command T and then hold down the Command button again to do those different options, and File. Don't forget to save it. All your hard work. Mine's number 22 because I've done so many. Save that. Select F several times to see it full screen. And now go back all the way to the beginning, redo it so you have different colors, redo it so you have more boards and different angles, and change the colors of different parts of the image. Thank you for hanging in there. That was quite a tutorial with lots in it. It wore me out. I can't imagine how you guys feel. Thank you so much.